Alright, so this is number 1 in 11.3, Systems by Adding. And we're going over a review concept. This one wants us to use the formula y equals mx plus b to find the equation of the line determined by these 2 points. Alright, so we're going to do a slope formula to find the slope first. So y2, which will be 6 minus y1, negative 6 or negative 3, so you end up adding 6, no, I'm sorry, that would be 6 minus a negative 2, so you'll end up adding 2, the 2 y values, and then the x values, 9 minus a negative 3, so you end up adding 3, and we get 8 over 12, and this reduces to divide both by 4 and you get 2 over 3. So part of my equation, y equals 2 over 3x plus some intercept, and we need to find that part. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either plug one of these points into point slope form. I kind of like using the slope intercept equation and just solving for b. So I'm going to put a b here because that's the notation for slope intercept form. And now I'm going to pick the ordered pair 9, 6 because I like positive. And you can use any ordered pair, it doesn't matter. You got 2 of them. I'm going to plug in 9 for x and 6 for y and then solve for b. So 6 equals 2 over 3, x is 9, so you got to multiply by 9, plus b. So what happens, we multiply by 2 and then divide by 3. So we get 18, 18 divided by 3 is 6. So we get 6 is equal to 6 plus b, and then you subtract 6 from both sides to get b by itself. And that goes away and that goes away, so you end up with 0 is equal to b. So your y-intercept is 0. Alright, so my overall equation, picking back up where we left off, y equals 2 over 3x, and then you can say plus 0 or you can just leave it blank. So I don't think the plus 0 is necessary here, but we do need that fraction, 2 over 3, and you can put the 0, it shouldn't hurt anything. Okay, so now number 2, we actually have a system of equations, and it's a word problem. Again, you're going to be doing some applications later. So it is important to read them and understand where the equations come from. But it says money is invested at 2 rates of interest. One rate is 8%, the other is 2%. If 9,000 more is invested at 8%, if 9,000 more invested at 8% than 2%, find the amount invested at each rate. If the total annual interest is 430. Alright, x is going to be the amount invested at 8, y is the amount invested at 2, and then we're going to use the system to solve the problem. So they've already set the system up here, so all this information equates to these 2 equations. Alright, and it says solve by using the method of addition. Okay, so notice we have x, and then y, and then the number. We also have x, and then y, and then the number. However, you should also be careful to see that this equal sign is in between the x and y, and over here the equal sign is between the y and the number. So everything first needs to be lined up, and then we can solve it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this first equation, x equals y plus 900, and I'm going to move the y over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract y. And so this equation becomes x minus y equals 900. Okay, now I have everything lined up, and I'm going to write the other equation below it, which is 0.08x plus 0.02y equals 430. Okay, so now you notice everything is lined up. X is lined up, y is the equal sign, and then the number. So this is kind of what I was mentioning in the intro or the overview. Make sure everything is vertically aligned. When it's like this, that will cause you problems. Okay, so now we need to eliminate either x or y. I'm going to choose y because it has a smaller number to multiply by, and also because it's already negative and this one is positive. The signs are already opposite. Okay, in order to eliminate y, I need these coefficients to be the same. Well, I don't like dealing with decimals, so to move the decimal over 2 times, I need to multiply by 100. That gives me 2 zeros. So this whole equation right here, I'm going to multiply by 100. Okay, so I'm going to distribute 100 to every term in this equation. I'm going to come up with a new equation. So 100 times this will give me 8x. Just move the decimal 2 times. 100 times here will give me a positive 2y. And then 100 times this term will just add 2 zeros. So everything gets multiplied by 100, even this guy. 443, and then we just add 2 zeros. That's what the multiplying by powers of 10 do. Alright, so this is my new equation number 2. I am going to multiply this equation, I need the same number, by 2 and distribute throughout here. So I'll have 2x minus 2y, and then 2 times this will give me 1,800. Alright, now we will add these two up, and notice the y's are opposite, so they will get eliminated. That's part of the method. We end up with 10x equals, and we just add these together, and we will get 44,800. And then to solve for x, we divide by 10. Okay. And then dividing by 10 will leave us with x equals 4,480. Okay, so this is what x is. Alright, and then to solve for my other one, I just use any one of those equations, probably the first one. X equals y plus 900. I'm going to plug the 4,480 into x. And we're going to subtract 900 to solve for x. And we'll have to borrow 1 here, so that leaves us with 3, 14. So we got 0, 8, and then 14 minus 9 will give us a 5. So we get 3,580 is equal to y. Okay, so let's check this out. So x was the amount at 8%, 4,480, and y was the amount 3,580.